Hello YouTube viewers, and welcome to part 15 of my model railway extension project. Just been working on a few things. This little scene here, I bought these two Bachmann Scenecraft semi-detached houses, 1930s style. These are brilliant models, really well detailed. I've actually put some curtains in here, as you can see. Put a pellet in the one downstairs there, and some turquoise curtains there to more detail, and upstairs as well. I've actually put lights in these models, so these are illuminated. I'll show you the other one. And so the detail on these is fantastic. You've even got the flashing on the roof. All the drains are guttering. You'll see I put another curtain in the windows there at the side of the bathroom. Go around the back, very well detailed model. They're slightly weathered as well, which is very, very good. I've been working on the garden section here. Just cover this over a basic surface at the moment. I'm going to put plenty of detail in there. Instead of put lights in these. I've also got the front gardens to do. So let's start this new project here. Put a new section of the roadway at this side as well, slightly different colours, but roads are like that anyway. And I'll show you how that progresses as time goes on. I've also added and changed, should I say, the back scenes recently. This was an artist drawing back scene originally from Town Scene. I've changed that to a Gauge Master industrial complex, which is very, very good. These photographic back scenes do make a big difference. As you see, it's a very industrial scenic backdrop where the road disappears in the distance there. Slightly hazy actually, but it does seem to work. I've also altered the back scene on the west side of the layout. Again, it was a drawn artistic back scene from Town Scene, I think. So I've changed it to this photographic back scene from International Models, and I've taken a few things out just so it blends in. There's a few industrial buildings down here which didn't go when I put the back scene down here. This blends in better. Only a little problem here. This is a 1970s mid layout to 1980s. We've got solar panels. I'll have to cover them up with something. So a bit of deliberate mistake there, I think. But it blends in so well with the fascias down there. If I zoom back, you can see it does blend in quite well with the layout. So a little bit further down here, zoom in again. Even that little scene there, it blends in really well. So it's a typical industrial type town where the station's at. And it really does add a bit more depth to the layout there. Going back to these Bachmann houses, I'll just show you what I've done inside. I've actually put the LED strip down there, but you have to black out the roof, otherwise you get a light pollution coming through the slate. It doesn't look very good at all. But I've used a pen here. If you colour it in with either pen or paint, it does stop that. I'll demonstrate in the future on that one. Just show you this scene I've been working on. This is an older section of the layout. It's my little pub scene with the main road and the railway going across on the bridge. This is the older section of the layout. I sort of first worked on it back in 2009, 2010. I was at the Alexander Palace Model Railway exhibition in London back in March, and Layouts for You had some very good detailing. So I bought this sign, pub sign here, with a little trough and a illuminated light that actually works. This pub's now called The Lion and the Lamb, which is a brilliant name for a pub. I'll try and focus in a bit better. It's a bit blurry at the moment. You can see that. A bit clearer for you if I can. That's called the Lion and the Lamb. And actually outside the pub as well, I've put these lights again from Layouts for You. It's called a garland. Basically it goes right around the pub and they illuminate different colours. I shall quickly demonstrate that for you right now. Okay, the pub's illuminated. And as you can see, it looks pretty good outside. I'll try and drop back a bit. You've got the little light outside I mentioned earlier. Street light in the distance. And if you go around the back, you've got the illumination of different colour garlands around the back there. I'll try and do that from a distance a bit as well, because see better. It's quite bright actually, but it's pretty good. That's from Layouts for You. It just enhances that pub scene. There's another shot of the pub from a different angle there. The garland is powered by 2 AAA batteries, which has got an on and off switch inside the pub there. Just place it inside. I've actually put lights in the pub as well, which illuminate inside, as you can see. Sort of place you'd like to have a drink in there. Nice little scene. To show this little item I've put here, which I bought from Alexander Palace Model Railway showing March, is P&D Marsh fisherman. He's doing a little bit of fishing near the river there. This fishing basket. There's a little tripod, whatever it is, stick to put his rod on by the river. He's not caught anything yet by the looks of it, but again, another bit of detail. Here's another little item from P&D Marsh, is a selection of fire buckets which have attached to the signal box. There's a little detailing seen by the signal box there in the main section of the layout. Just show you what I've been doing here on Tatley Station, the far end of the layout. Basically I had some glass canopy buildings here, and I had a YouTube viewer some months ago saying they were built in the 1990s. Well, my layout's based on the 1970s mid-period to early 1980s. So I took his advice and I changed these to this type of shelter, which is a wooden structured frame, I think with plasterboard or concrete or something like that. But I bought a couple of these, and actually they're much better. I've actually put a bench in there as well from Hornby Scaledale. I made that as a scene, put some adverts in there, and it does look quite good. It's much better than the plastic ones actually. So you got one in each platform there for Tatley Station. And thanks for the constructive comment there. He was right actually about the date of the shelters I had on there. They're too modern, but it does go very well with the station. Again, down at the scenic end of the layout, the Tatley end, with the development of houses, 1970s style, I found this little item in a model shop as a filler. It's a little rabbit or guinea pig hutch with a father and daughter outside feeding them, I think, or something like that. It's a great little item from Praisia. I thought I'll get this and just stick it in one of the gardens there. It looks really good. It just fills that in very well. Just show the rear end corner of Tatley. These row of terraced houses I've been working on here. I've actually added some fencing and some gates just to finish that front scene garden off. The gate down there is laser cut cardboard I've painted. The fencing is plastic, and the railing fencing is also plastic. I've added the little posts here as well. They're from Fowler, where the doorways are and the little paths leading up. The deserted house here, the gate I've not even painted and it looks very weathered. Try and focus in a bit more on there. And it looks really good, sort of abandoned building there. So there's the posts from Fowler, which are painted with the caps on the top. It just finishes off the front gardens very well. Give you a long shot view there, the terrace houses. I quite like that. It's quite good. And here's a long distance view of the street, which I'm working on still, which goes towards Tetley Station. The far end down there. It's coming on pretty well. Okay, across from the development to the other side of the river, I've got this farmhouse scene, or abandoned farmhouse, or abandoned farm. I've just recently bought this little tractor here for a few pounds basically, which I've weathered rusty and mossy. It's been overgrown with grass and weeds. Just another little scene detailing for that farmyard there. I quite like that. There you go, overgrown. Just been left for years and neglected. Just show you some rolling stock which I've acquired recently. Got these VDA vans from Bikeman. These are very good. This one's already weathered. This one's a rail freight one which I weathered myself. The detail on this is very good as well. And another rail freight earlier one which I've weathered as well, just to add to my rolling stock collection. I've also bought recently as rolling stock these bogie bolsters. I bought quite a few of these recently. I think about 4 or 5 I've got. I've started to weather them, which is much better. They're from Bikeman. Again, very well detailed, good models. I'm quite impressed with these. Relatively good value. And they travel pretty well, tow behind the locomotives. Got a few rail freight and some of the older type as well. And some of these got loads on, which I haven't got at the moment. Some pipes and some with girders. Just show you a loco I've acquired recently. It's 55018, a Deltic, named Ballymoss. A very good model by Bikeman. I've had this on a running session video back in April. Got cab lights in here which aren't on at the moment, nothing's on at the moment. I've weathered this myself. Slight dirt on the side, got some roof dirt on there as well. My father gave me this because it didn't go around his curves, they were too tight on his layout, so basically he gave me this, and it did need weathering. But it looks and sounds really good. Here's another locomotive acquired recently. It's a Class 25 locomotive, number 276, by Bikeman. Got this off eBay from Rails in Sheffield. A very good locomotive, very good runner. It's DCC sound ready. The sound's very good actually. I've got another Class 25. This was more bassy on the speaker, I don't know why, because it is a standard model. This does need weathering. I haven't got round to doing that yet, but I do like the Class 25s. This is the 25-2 series, and a very good runner. I've just recently started making a running session video, which this will feature on the next one, which will be coming out shortly. So you'll see and hear this one running at the same time.